Good morning, second graders. How are you all doing today? All right, we're ready for our next phonics lesson. All right, so what we're going to do to begin with is I'm going to call out a special sound and you tell me the right answer, okay? So if I was to say, what says in earth, your answer would be E-A-R, okay? So we'll see who can get most of these correct. All right, what says E in rainy Y? Y. What says H in who? W-H. What says N in sharpen? E-N. What says what in whale? W-H. What says air in bear? E-A-R. What says ind in kind? I-N-D. What says ch in patch? T-C-H. What says in bigger? E-R, if I can get my finger on it. What says ear in ear? E-A-R. What says lee in slowly? L-Y. What says old in gold? O-L-D. What says ild in child? I-L-D. What says est in biggest? E-S-T. And the last one, what says es in peaches? E-S. All right, I hope you got all those right, because you should know those. All right, let's go do the same thing with this chart. If I said what says ing and pointing, then you would say I-N-G. All right, what says ink and wink? I-N-K. What says n and not? K-N. What says onk and honk? O-N-K. What says ang and bang? A-N-G. What says ul and little? L-E. What says n and gnat? G-N. What says ung and strung? U-N-G. What says ing and king? I-N-G. What says what and wash? W-A. What says unk in trunk? U-N-K. What says ong and long? O-N-K. What says t in looked? E-D. What says ank in bank? A-N-K. What says E in baby? We went over this one a little bit yesterday. Y. What says d in played? E-D. What says in adopt? A. And what says ed in wanted? E-D. All right, good job. I hope that you did a good job on those. Now let's look at chart 12. All right, we're learning this one more and more every day, but I hope that you're actually learning it, remembering it more and more every day. Don't forget, these are called what? They come in front of a root word. These are prefixes. Okay, are you ready? And asleep. A, all and also. A, L, all. B and because. B, E, B, B. N and enjoy. E, N. Un and unbutton. U, N, un. Roar and wrinkle. W-R, roar. Ould and could. O-U-L-D, ould. Let's do that one again. Ould and could. O-U-L-D, ould. Air and hair. A-I-R, air. and push, U, Uff and enough, O-U-G-H, uff. Let's do that one again. Uff and enough, O-U-G-H, uff. And country, O-U, Air and carry, A-R-R, air. Ire and fire, I-R-E, ire. All right, now let's do chart 13. Okay? Are you ready? Full and beautiful, F-U-L, full. Air and care, A-R-E, air. Ton and mountain, T-A-I-N, ton. Ure and pure, U-R-E, ure. Chur and pasture, T-U-R-E, chur. War and warm, W-A-R, war. Shun and nation, T-I-O-N, shun. Shun and missionary, S-I-O-N, shun. Shun and television, S-I-O-N, shun. A and 8, E-I-G-H, A. And sailor, O-R, And dollar, A-R, I and crystal, Y, I. Air and cherry, E-R-R, air. All right, very good on that. I know you were following along. All right, let's focus on these two sounds for just a minute. Okay, ready? Air and carry. This is a different air. Our other air is air in hair, A-I-R. Here's another one, air in carry. Ready? Air in carry, A-R-R, air. Air in carry, A-R-R, air. All right, let's see if we can read some of the words on the back. We'll start here. Airy, merry, airy, carry, parrot, carrot. And that OT right there, that's kind of strange, but it's okay. You don't have very few words with that OT on the end. Arrow, sparrow, sparrows. This Q's and P's get me mixed up when I'm looking at it backwards. All right, let's focus on ire in fire. Ready? Ire in fire, I-R-E, ire. Ire in fire, I-R-E, ire. All right, so that's a strange one. Ire. Remember, if we didn't see that E on the end of that, that would be what? That would be and bird. So now we're having to look past the special sounds that we've learned and realize that we are adding letters and it's changing the whole sound. Ire. Okay, one more time. Ire in fire, I-R-E, ire. So let's look at some of these words. Entire, ire, wire, desire, require, retire, inquire. Those are some big words, and you'll learn those later on as you continue to read. All right? So let's look up here at the board at what we have on the board, and let's remember that all of our special sounds, we are putting them together. Anytime we see them in words, we should be able to recognize them, and it should help us to read quickly. All right, and we also have rules for dividing words, right? We can divide words between double consonants. We can divide words between the root word and the suffix, okay? So these are one of those. But should is just one syllable, so we can't divide that one anywhere. But let's find our special sounds here. I hope you found r in wrinkle. I hope you found ul in little. And so this word is iggle, wriggle, which is what some of you do in your chairs. All right? What's our special sounds in this word? And I see two. So I'm hoping you're looking past that OU to add some extra letters there. Sh, ud, should. All right, O-U-L-D, ud and should, O-U-L-D. All right, got some here. I think I see two special sounds, or actually three. All right, we got squa and squeak, S-Q-U. E and leaf, E-A. Ing and pointing, I-N-G. All right, squa, eek, ing, squeaking. All right, and then we have this one. There's three in here. I bet you I'm going to trick you on one of these because it's one we don't see very often. All right, well, the easy one would be E and baby Y, or actually E and rainy Y, I'm sorry. And then your in ship, S-H. But this one is the tricky one, and pull you, because this word is bushy, bushy. All right? Remember what a noun is? A noun names a person, place, or thing. All right? A person, place, or thing. Now, if you just look around right here in this video, a person would be Miss McClaney. So, I'm a noun. A thing would be Jingle Bell. That's a noun. Board. That would be a noun. Those are things. Place would be Harvest Christian School. Your place would be home. Those are nouns. Okay? So let's look at this sentence right here. And let's pick out our nouns that are in this sentence. Okay? So let's read the sentence. Mr. Todd drives the bus to church. Person, place, or thing. Person would be Mr. Todd. All right, what is another thing that you see here? Bus. And what is the place you see here? Church. All right? So if I call out a noun, then I want you to tell me some other nouns. If I call out a place, then I want you to tell me some other nouns that you might find in that place. Okay? So if I called out house, what are some things that you could find at your house? All right? You could probably find a table and chairs. What about some people? You could find your parents. You could find your brother or sister. Those are nouns. What about your own bedroom? What are some nouns that you could find in your bedroom? What about your bed, your window, your toy, your closet? Well, closet would actually be a place, but you would have that as a place. That's still a noun. All right? So always have to keep those in mind. Nouns are a what? Person, place, or thing. Now remember, you're going to advance to your sentences, and that is you're going to be finding nouns on your pages that you're doing. So pay close attention when we do this on the board together. All right, let's look at our words here. That these are the two special sounds that we just went over. Air and carry is what? A-R-R. So we can circle our A-R-R's here. Is there another special sound in this word? Yes, O and bold. So this word is arrow, arrow. And then this one, carrot, carrot. All right, what about our second special sound, ire and fire, I-R-E, right? We got to look past this I-R to find the E that goes with it. So here is our I-R-E. There's another special sound in this word, W-O-R. All right, so let's read these words together. Fireworks, fireworks. Add, that's kind of weird, but admire. When you admire something, you kind of look at it and it makes you kind of love it, or you feel special. All right, so let's get out our reading book. If you don't have your reading book, pause the video and get your reading book, and then come back and let's read some pages together. Okay, I hope that I told you to read page 85 and 86 to your parents, but I don't know, I might have forgot to tell you. But either way, let's turn to page 85. So Miss Whittle and her students uncover clues to crack the case of the crazy clock. Here is what page you should be on. Okay, I hope you're with me here, this page 85. All right, it was just an ordinary day at school, or so we thought. Buses were coming in and children with colorful backpacks were walking through the front doors. The principal was in the hallway greeting the students with a smile. Teachers were hanging up coats and passing out morning worksheets. Everything was normal. Almost. Turn the page. The teacher of our class, Miss Whittle, began the day, and it wasn't long before we were learning about action verbs. Miss Whittle was calling on students to give an example of a good action verb. Play, said Jenny. Dive, said Ben. Stop, said Lauren, jumping from her chair. Miss Whittle looked surprised, but she continued, yes, Lauren, stop is an action verb too, but there is no need to shout it. What's the matter? I'm sorry, Miss Whittle, said Lauren. Daniel is squeaking his desk, and it's giving me a headache. Then we all turned to look at Daniel, who was sitting just behind Lauren at the back of the room. He was as pale as he could be. My desk isn't squeaking. I thought it was Ben's desk, he said. Miss Whittle shook her head. She believed that Daniel hadn't done anything. All right, so do you think Lauren was answering the teacher's question intentionally? No, she was acting impatiently with Daniel, who was sitting near her. She thought he was making a noise. All right, top of the next page under the picture. She believed that Daniel hadn't done anything, but, top of the next page under the picture, the confused look on every student's face told her that they were all quite innocent. All right, she finally said, whoever has the squeaky desk, try to sit still. Oh, look at the clock. I didn't realize it was time for lunch already. Let's go, class. We all did just as we were told, wondering how the morning had gone by so quickly. We grabbed our lunch boxes and lunch money and hurried to the cafeteria. When we arrived, we became even more confused. All right, so who is making the squeaky noise in the class? Well, at this point in the story, we don't know. All right, so let's turn the page and find out what happens next. Top of the page, 88. I want you to read the first sentence for me. You may begin. Okay? There was no food on the serving line, not even an apple, and the cafeteria was empty. All right, read the next sentence. Miss Whittle scratched her head and looked around. So the cafeteria looks like it's closed. How strange, she said as she walked back into the kitchen to find someone. Hello, is lunch at a different time today? No, ma'am, it's at 11 o'clock, just as usual, a cook said. Why isn't the food out? Asked Miss Whittle, more confused than ever. So what is going on? That last sentence there on that page, read that sentence. The cook gave her a strange look and said, it's only 9:45. So they're like, an hour and 15 minutes early for lunch? I mean, it's not anywhere near lunchtime. Top of the next page, read that first sentence for me. Miss Whittle laughed. That word is laughed. Remember, that's a sight word. Miss Whittle laughed and told the cook that she was very sorry. I must be getting older. I thought for sure that clock in the classroom said 11 o'clock. The cook was understanding, but we were all quite hungry and disappointed. When we got back to the classroom, Miss Whittle looked again at the clock. 10 minutes past 11, it read. Well, I was right. I guess the clock is running fast today, she said. No matter, we will all go to lunch in about an hour. The hour dragged by as each of our stomachs growled. We took turns looking back at the clock. So now it's taken forever for that clock to get from 11 to say 12 so that they would know it was really 11 so they could go to lunch. Oh, it seemed like it was barely moving. We thought of our homemade turkey sandwiches sitting in our lunch boxes. We thought of the applesauce and the cookies and the bags of chips. No one really thought about the celery sticks, but they were in there too. At last, the clock's minute hand ticked as it crossed over the 12. So they're having to be very patient, aren't they, while they're waiting for that long lunchtime to finally arrive. Turn the page. Read that first sentence for me. Finally, Miss Whittle said, now let's go to lunch. We snatched our lunch boxes and lunch money even faster than before. We hustled to the lunchroom. But once again, we stood in surprise. The kitchen workers were mopping the floors and clearing the food off the serving lines. Wait, called Miss Whittle, my class hasn't eaten yet. The cook stopped and smiled. They began putting some food back on the line and wiping down a table for us to use. We were wondering if you were coming, said one cook. It's nearly 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, Miss Whittle repeated. That clock. First it was fast and now it is slow. I'll ask the principal to send someone to fix it. We scarfed down our lunches as if we were starving. Never had a turkey sandwiches or applesauce tasted so good. All right, I want you to read page 91 and 92 out loud to your parents. 91 and 92, you read those out loud. All right, now let's get out our spelling list, number 11. All right, we're going to say, spell, say. Keep up with me now. We're not going to drag because by this time we should know these words. Ready? Wallet, W-A-L-L-E-T, wallet. Amaze, A-M-A-Z-E, amaze. Dusty, D-U-S-T-Y, dusty. Puzzle, P-U-Z-Z-L-E, puzzle. Counted, C-O-U-N-T-E-D, counted. Marked, M-A-R-K-E-D, marked. Called, C-A-L-L-E-D, called. Afraid, A-F-R-A-I-D, afraid. Do this next one by yourself. Tidy was what it was. Go down to number 10. Castle, C-A-S-T-L-E, castle. Added, A-D-D-E-D, added. Helped, H-E-L-P-E-D, helped. Penny, P-E-N-N-Y, penny. Mailed, M-A-I-L-E-D, mailed. Every, E-V-E-R-Y, every. Very, V-E-R-Y, very. Many, M-A-N-Y, many. All right, so that is the end of your lesson for today, and I'll see you back tomorrow. Wyatt, Amari, and Callie, I will have your next videos just for your pages ready for you, and you can watch those and do that. But we'll do our group lesson again tomorrow.